This year, I wanted my IDS project to be about learning a skill that would help me in the future. Coding and video games are some of my favorite hobbies, so learning a skill that could help with those things would be really useful. That is why I decided to focus my IDS project on Blender. What's Blender, you ask? Blender is a free open source program that is used to create 3D models, animations, and art. For my IDS project this year, my goal is to learn how to use Blender. Blender is a versatile software that has many applications, mainly in filmmaking and game development. There's also a large online community with many free courses on YouTube, which makes it easy for newcomers to jump in. I learned using online guides and tutorials, and this is what I came up with. Here is my journey in Blender. How am I supposed to make a 3D object in 2D? Oh. I had some trouble learning how to... Yeah, I don't know how to do anything. We're going to be seeing this cube a lot, so get used to it. Time to start the first project. There's a meme in the Blender community about making donuts for your first project, so that's what I did. Yeah, it's literally just a donut. I followed this tutorial series from Blender Guru. I started by adding a torus, which is a shape I just found out about. I then enlarged it, added lumps, duplicated the top half to make icing, and added some drips for realism. It honestly looks like it would make for a great snack. Now it's ready to eat. During Halloween, I modeled this ghost. Started by adding a modifier to the square and extending it to make a pill-shaped body. I flattened the bottom and extruded these faces around the bottom of the ghost. This was the most problematic project out of the group. The arms of the ghost would not stay on. I spent hours trying to fix it. The arms would not snap to the grid, and the body was rotating on a different axis. I almost wanted to give up on this one, but I kept going, and after a bit of googling, research, and crying, the only thing I had to do was turn off this one setting. There were like a million other tiny problems with this one, and putting on the face texture took me a good 40 minutes. I had to unwrap the texture before putting it on, which I had no idea about. In the end, everything went well. and I'm happy with how this one turned out. I decided to keep with the theme of monsters and looked around on YouTube. Here's a really cool slime that I made that uses backface culling to get this kind of cel-shaded anime aesthetic. Slimes are kind of the most basic enemy of video games. This one looks like a certain slime from something. It's really just two spheres inside of each other. I added small white spheres that look like reflections coming off the slime. Overall, it looks great, and it was very simple to make as well. After memorizing a few of the basic shortcuts, Blender becomes much easier to use. Some of my favorite shortcuts were the number pad keys, which can easily change the view angle with one click. In the theme of video games, the first model I made completely on my own was the sword. It's pretty basic, using only a couple of squares for the majority of the model. I couldn't figure out how to make a sharp edge. Eventually, I gave up and dragged the 4 vertices of the blade into a center point. Here are some more simple models. My first rig was a simple human. I added bones, allowing it to move like this. Adding bones is much easier than I thought it would be. I did have to learn like 10 new shortcuts though. Bones are the joints of 3D models. They're the literal bones of these characters. This rig has a small amount of bones. Some elaborate character models have thousands or even millions of bones. Because I don't want a brain aneurysm, I settled with a basic model with a manageable amount of bones. Now this rig is ready to be animated. This IDS project was a huge success and all my goals were met. Thanks for watching!